Frank anymore. We'll get banned.
Oh, okay. No more Frank.
I'm surprised he's still on YouTube, but they either haven't discovered him or decided that they have a sense of humor, which is a shocker. So
yeah, that would be a surprise, wouldn't it?
That's doubtful, isn't it?
Come on in, folks. We know you're out there. I'm going to change my Facebook page before I forget, since we are now live. Let's see how this works. Had to redo some of my bookmarks late last night for Indie Comics Network reasons. Look here. Public. All righty. We are now public. Come on in, everybody. We see you out there. We know you're there. Chat is open. In fact, Nita's in the house already. Says you can help support the Indie Comics Network by sending stars. We are monetized and growing over at the Indie Comics Network. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And, send some stars and help cover our expenses for the professional StreamYard software and other things, even though wonderful YouTube keeps 30% of it. So we want to note the passing of Ramona Fradon this morning. She passed away last night, the young age of 97. Had a full life, and I just want to say she was one of those artists that these silly DEI, modern DEI people want to refuse ever existed, who had a very long-running career in the Silver Age, did phenomenal work, did comic strip work for, did Brenda Starr for, I think, 20 years or so after that, and needs to be noted in comics history, is one of the greats. We looked at her art of Ramona Fradon a few weeks back, and I deeply encourage you, when this program is done, to go over there and take a look at that one, because I was especially proud of that. It's a great book, great art collection by Dynamite. Well worth your time. If you're not familiar with her and her work, you really, really need to be, because of some great individual style. It's great stuff. And today we are going to be looking at the work of Romero. I always do my best not to call him George Romero.
Enrique.
Yeah, that's so much sharper now.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's perfect.
Oh, Rex is in the house.
Cool. Welcome in, Devil's Flyer. Hello. Hope you're doing all right. A little bit of business, and then we'll get stuff underway. Here we go. Hang on. As I scroll down, past the Buseys. Here we are.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Hey, everybody. We're here, Sunday Funnies, for, what is it, the 25th of February, 2024. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my work over at aerocomics.store, where you'll find a lot of products and hopefully a lot of new products over there. If they haven't been added yet, they will be shortly. I've got a book over there I didn't even crowdfund for, called Alice in Chains, that I'm particularly proud of. Some great artwork. And a great story. We hope that you enjoy. Also joining us this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Glenn Fleming. I'm the person who spent 45 years in graphics, which is probably about 44 years, 6 months too long. I write books. I draw comics. I publish magazines. I do stuff like this. I'm old school. I do it all on artboard. It's all painted, hand drawn. And I produce got 11 books on Amazon, so take a look over there. Yeah, I write and draw all the time now.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I had to mute myself there for a second. Also joining us this morning, Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself as soon as the camera kicks in over here.
Everyone, that's not
There
me.
we are.
Here I am.
There you are.
Am I
There you are.
asleep? I'm a
No,
comic
I
book
fell. It
artist.
was my fault. I fell asleep.
That's
It's all good.
okay. I'll let you off. It happens. I'm a comic book artist from the UK. Worked on things like Batman, Doctor Who. Working on my own stuff now. Only Death Can Save Us, but most importantly, The Shadow Kingdom through Arrow, adapted from the original book by Robert E. Howard by Randy Zimmerman. So there you go. Find out all about that on my website, russleach.com, and sign up for the email list. There you go.
All right. Speaking of Howard, I was at the Great Lakes Con yesterday, going through cheap trade boxes. Ended up running across a Conan collection that had a Robert E. Howard story adapted by P. Craig Russell.
Wow.
And we'll be looking at that here within the next couple of weeks. Just
Cool.
Amazing stuff.
Good
I love
stuff.
Russell's work.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I didn't know he had done any Conan, and who knew? He had
I
done a
didn't
long
know.
run.
Yeah, I didn't know Toth had done any Conan, but he did do some illustrations. And there's a video on it on YouTube. It's quite neat.
Yeah, I've not seen that yet. I'll be watching that later. Yeah.
Go take a look.
Yeah, same here. Also joining us this morning is Mr. Whiskey. Whiskey, introduce yourself, please.
I'm the lead creative director for Bandit and Ricochet. We are a production company, art company, and what have you. We do 3D modeling, injection, for injection molding, spin casting, 3D printing, any kind of casting you can possibly think of. I've been doing art for, I guess, professionally for over 15 years. And non-professionally, since I could hold a brush of any kind or a pencil. And you can find my stuff there on the bottom left at Bandit and Ricochet.
All right. There we are. Let's see, Facebook user says, this a comic review? Yep, we're looking at stuff. Yep. We look at stuff. We review the good stuff, though, Facebook user. We try to show the stuff that we love. Not a review, just to look through the art and story and appreciation. Yeah, Russ is right. Scratch Comic Publications is Modesty Blaise, quite simply one of the greatest strips of all time. Absolutely.
You are quite simply correct.
Quite simply correct. Log at Free the Net says good morning. Good morning, Log. That is Log right now, not LOD or LDG. Sorry, LDG. Sorry. Ish my eyes. Anyway. Also picked up a great collection of what is it? Cowboy Spawn. That looked really hot. Modesty Blaise, folks. We're going to look at Enrique Romero's work. Enrique passed here a few days ago, and we figured now would be the time to take a look at this fantastic comic strip. I should have opened with our comic strip opening, so sorry about that. How are we looking?
That's great. Yeah, that's great.
Looking good?
Yep.
All right, that's the start of the strip there. So how can you explain Modesty Blaise, Glenn?
I don't know. You have to help me with that one. I'm not quite sure. Is she a secret agent type of person?
Yeah,
she was a secret agent for many years. Had a long, big career. Has an assistant named Gavin, who is a professional with knives and throwing knives. And the two of them are long seasoned professionals that have since left the business, shady and otherwise, and are trying to lead normal lives as situations don't always dictate otherwise.
Yeah,
it's more of a female reacher.
Yeah,
very much so.
Yeah, the situations tend to find her, don't they?
Yeah, what a great way to describe it. Yeah, as a female reacher, only with an assistant that runs through. Love the writing, love the artwork on this strip. It's about the most perfect adventure comic strip you could ever imagine. Always great reading. the chemistry between the two main characters is always platonic and always interesting. Very, very great stuff.
I think it's interesting to note, or essential to note, that this strip was going for about 6 or 7 years before Enrique came on it.
Yes.
A guy called Jim Holdaway drew it, and he died very, very young. I think he was 42 of a
Very
heart
suddenly,
attack.
yeah, very tragically.
In 1970. And Enrique came on and continued it. I think he was on it for about, I don't know, forever, wasn't he? He was on it for about 20 years or so.
I'm not sure. Let me double check those dates. He came in on the Hellmakers, went through Green-Eyed Monster, went through oh no, that's Hellmakers again, went through the Puppet Master, so he was on it for 7-8 years, I would imagine. Let me double check his timing here. I need my different glasses. Sorry, folks. Hang on here. Might even need my magnifying glass to rate this font sizes.
I thought he was on. He left in 1978, so he's only on it for 8 years.
8 years.
On that, yeah. I thought he was longer because he went on to another strip called AXA.
AXA, yeah.
Oh yeah, AXA.
I particularly loved that as a young lad.
Yes, very, very, very revealing, that strip, wasn't it?
Yes.
Not exactly a strip we can show here on Sunday Funnies without having a lot of censored boxes all over.
Yeah, because unfortunately everybody's just so uptight these days.
Yeah,
yeah.
And the word strip is probably
strip.
Very,
describes AXA.
Yeah,
AXA always had them out. That was just the way she was.
She's like Conan the Barbarian, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
female Conan.
Exactly, without a shirt and everything.
Without a shirt.
Without a shirt.
It was futuristic though, wasn't it? It was like a Mad Max kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Modesty Blaise started in May of '63. Romero came on
in 70 after
in 70.
Jim Holdaway. It's written by Peter O'Donnell, who was a prolific writer.
And according to this, the strip ran until April of 2001.
Wow.
I don't think he was doing it. He left in 78.
ER.
Didn't who was it that was doing Garth?
Romero is credited with the final set of strips here.
Glenn?
Yeah.
Who was it was doing Garth?
Frank Bellamy.
Frank Bellamy.
Didn't he do some Modesty Blaise?
I don't think he did, no.
Right, okay.
Oh yeah, Romero was on it for a stretch until 78.
Yeah.
Until June of 78, and then he came back on the strip in 86 and ran it until or drew it until 2001.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, he did do a long run on it, yeah.
He did 2 long runs on it.
What a run. Can you imagine being able to do something like that?
He left initially at October 31st, 78, and then come back up on it on October 9th, 86. Wow. So he was gone for 8 years.
He drew AXA for the Sun, and they cancelled it. So Peter O'Donnell offered him the Modesty Blaise strip again. So that's when that was his second run on it.
Yeah, and he went through it all the way till the end. That's amazing. Fantastic. What a huge body of work.
Yeah. Wow.
He drew 59 stories.
Oh, man. Each story was usually around 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was daily, Monday through Saturday. So, yeah. That's a lot of work.
As we said before, he one of the funny stories that he told me, I interviewed him for Crikey magazine, and you can get that from me if you want to get it, you people out there. My magazine Crikey from years ago. I interviewed him, and he told me that he can only draw. He loves women so much he can only draw beautiful women. And if any of the villains were female, the editor would ask him to make them look ugly. And he said, I can't do it. So they used to get another artist to make his female villains ugly, because they just used to draw beautiful women all the time. I think that was brilliant. He couldn't draw an ugly lady.
Do I need to pull that camera up just a hair? Let's see here.
That's it. That's it.
The Vanishing Dolly Birds.
Yeah.
What we're looking at. Can we see it all right? It looks like it's adjusting again.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's okay. Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Yeah, it's clear.
Look at that great face.
Yeah.
Hands out half the face here on the chauffeur.
Are all the panels in the book the same setup?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a newspaper strip.
Yeah, it's a newspaper
Oh,
strip, ran daily. So you'd get that one day, that the next day.
Gotcha.
Each one's numbered down in the lower corner. So you know this, they know the sequence. So hopefully the newspapers carrying the strip won't muck it up. It ran for many years afterwards. They reprinted this strip and kept it alive for quite a while on the Detroit Free Press. Ran it for quite up until just a couple years ago. It's really popular.
I'll give you an interesting insight into his mind, if you want, from the interview I did.
Absolutely.
I asked him what he thought of artists like Jack Kirby, Ron Embleton, Frank Bellamy, Don Lawrence, and Mike Noble. And he listened to this. He said, "I don't have any reference of those artists you cite." So he'd never heard of Jack Kirby, which is amazing.
And
But then
didn't care.
No, he's too busy. He's too busy drawing beautiful women.
Yeah.
Too busy, yes.
Jack who? Sorry, I've got to draw this gorgeous girl.
And I'm pretty sure we're not going to see any nudity in here. At least I don't remember there being any. Just great artwork, but just in case.
Yeah, I don't think there is in this one.
Just keep in mind that this is an
It's
English strip. They have different rules for.
It's probably why he left this strip to do AXA, because that was his creation. This isn't his creation, so he probably could draw what he wanted, and he liked drawing nice girls.
Yep.
But his style is fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's just amazing.
It's classical almost.
That really looks shaky to me. How's it looking there?
No,
It's
it's
good.
fine.
It's good. Leave it.
It's good.
All right. As long as folks can see it. I probably have, got the wrong glasses on anyway. Again, that would make things look blurry. Oh, yeah, there we are. Yeah, good.
Look at that hand on the fourth strip on the first page on the left. Middle panel.
Yeah.
There.
Yep.
It's very well done.
Some great stuff.
And just for the record, he didn't letter this strip.
Yeah.
So I think his working of the script that he would get from Peter O'Donnell was amazing. The way he can, I would imagine, I don't know, but I would imagine that he indicated where the words should go to the letterer, because I've seen where they just drove people's head,
They'd have to, here you see that they're working around him.
Yeah.
Where here they're working over him.
Yeah.
Here too.
But nothing is lost.
No.
I don't know who the letterer would be, but it looks quite nice. But it was that kind of a Marvel thing, because he'd send the strips in as pencil and then get them back lettered, and then he would ink them.
Oh, that's a lot easier then. Yeah.
Yeah. So
a lot easier on the letterer.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be lovely to be able to do that. Have the letters over the top of the pencils.
Yeah.
So he was probably working. Don't know what I did there. He was probably working a couple of months up in advance.
Yeah, he's doing 7 weeks ahead. He's working 7 weeks ahead, full strips. And if you think about it, it's 6 days a week. It's published, and he's 7 weeks ahead.
Most of the time he'd be inking the story before the story he was penciling at that point.
Well, it must have been pretty tight, whatever he was doing. But there's so much detail in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
I've not got any pictures of pencils of Modesty Blaise, but I'd like to see them because it's like I've said to you before. You know, is it Cy Barry who used to draw the Phantom?
Yeah.
I've seen some of his pencil work, and there's nothing there. It's like Steve Ditko. There's just the basic drawing there. There's no blacks in there or anything. And he would do most of the artwork. He finished most of the art with ink, in the inking, because he knew what he was doing, if you understand what I mean, because he penciled it. You know, he didn't need to put all the detail in because he was going to do in the inking. So I'm guessing that this was the same. The pencil would be very light, very simple, and the detail would come with the inking.
Yeah, I could see that very easily. Yeah. Greatest strip of all times. Who are we at? Good morning. Good morning. LDG. Yeah, we said good morning. John Burns also did some afterwards, if I recall correctly. John Burns was on the strip from January of 78 until April of 80. Then Pat Wright took over after that for a very short period of time, one story pretty much. And then Neville Colvin came in and ran the strip from, or drew the strip, I should say, from February of 80 until September of, where are you there? September of 86. So
that's when Enrique came back, wasn't it?
Yes. Colvin had a long run on it as well.
Yeah, they really are. You should get the is it Titan volumes? I think Titan published them.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
This is the Titan reprint series here. The second run that they did. They did a couple of other ones. I think that's Titan. Titan books. Yep.
Yeah.
Did that. They ran the entire set.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
He was never approached by Marvel and DC, you know. They never approached him, which is quite remarkable, I think.
Well, that explains why he didn't know all the comic book artists were. Maybe he just wasn't interested in doing comic book work. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's about as close to nudity as
Tim
we
would
get.
say. Tim would say that's because he was too good for them.
Yeah.
Well,
And you know,
that and their page rates were probably embarrassingly low. Besides, he stayed busy, so he wasn't out looking for work.
now if you've got one of these to do every day, you're completely have your time taken up.
You can take your time inking it too, depending. He was probably inking 3 or 4 strips in a day.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things again, like we said about all the greats from the 60s, certainly, where they were just, hate to use the word, but slogging and getting them out and working long days and nights and just getting the stuff out, you know.
Although having a strip in a paper was the way to make money, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
That was the most lucrative. So I suppose if it was doing well, and Modesty Blaise was everywhere for a while.
Yeah.
You know, it could be quite a nice income and doing 3 panels a day, pencil and ink, and be quite sort of, you know, take the afternoon off.
I think I couldn't do that. I'd have to carry on because I'd be scared of falling behind. But I know what you mean.
Well, I'm sure that you did, yeah. But it just means that you can have holiday, doesn't it? It just means you can relax. Yeah. So it means you can have a day off sick. So yeah,
you can take your time and do wonderful cross-hatching work, or
if you
the individual work here.
I mean, look at the work on that shirt.
Afro.
Yeah. If you look at the guy at the top from the back, right? It looks like Garth, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It sure does. Yeah,
With the thin hips and big shoulders, you know.
that's Gavin, though, I believe. So yeah, Gavin was a old-time agent. The cool thing about Modesty is that they ran like Mission Impossible. Usually they overran the villain before they even got started. Love strips like that.
Yeah.
Characters like that. They knew twice as much as the villain about it, most of the time about their own operation.
Yeah, it's fantastic work. Look at that left-hand page of the bottom panel with the girl where she's got her eyes closed, where the guy's holding his head there. It's very 70s look, isn't it, with that haircut? It's almost like the Afro style that the ladies used to wear, and the big earrings and everything. It's fantastic.
big tight perm.
Yeah.
Almost modern.
Well, everything comes around again, doesn't it?
It sure does. Yeah.
And look at the black. Look at that second page. The bottom panel, bottom left. The black. He just filled her hair in black.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. That's Modesty, though. Modesty's hair is just solid.
I was going to say, I wonder if he does that to make her stand out all the time, because everybody else you can see all the hair, but that one,
that's girl, very likely.
Modesty is fantastic, isn't it?
But it was like
look
that
at
with
look at that face there. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You think about the Conan stuff, not the Savage Sword of Conan stuff, but the Conan monthlies that Buscema inked himself a lot of. And you look at the hair on Conan, and it's like there's a highlight in it. The rest of it's just solid black.
Yeah.
It just didn't, that was what he wanted. I mean, even if you look at that guy on the left hand side there, he's got a couple of like the guy with the moustache. Yeah. He's got a few highlights, but there's a lot of black in that hair, and his jacket as well. Look, solid black jacket.
Yeah.
Well, back then you didn't know what size these strips were going to come out at, so you had to be as plain as possible. You had to be able to be seen from a distance. So, so you do, great faces like that and very simple setups. It's a great shot. Change of perspective here. Straight profile there. You don't see those very often.
And we talked about that before on the channel. It's probably why Kirby did fairly well with the covers. Just because he had like a very visible style.
Yep.
Could see it from across the room or what have you.
Looks like a zip screen here for the texture on her shirt.
Yeah, it's great the way he makes. Look at that top panel, and she's watering the plants, and then she's on the phone, and there's sort of boring panels, but they're not. He's made them work. On the phone, water. I mean, how interesting is somebody watering the plants? But it's really good.
It is.
You've got to make those panels exciting.
Yeah. And the story has to move.
Yeah, it's got flow. Yeah.
It's always the writing on the story has to move. Your middle panel is pretty much the movement of the story. The first panel's the catch up. Second panel is the actual movement. Third one's the build up to the next day.
Yeah, it's like the cliffhanger, isn't it?
Picked up. Yeah.
And then when you come back the next day, you've got to tell everybody what's going on again.
Yep.
It really is a difficult thing to do.
Very much like a song, though. Beat, 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 beat. Yeah. Whether you're doing 3 panels or 4, or especially on an adventure strip like this. Hey, yo. Good morning, gents. Good morning, Plungecast. Hope you're doing well.
Russ was saying about the shirts before. They're great, aren't they? The textures on those shirts and stuff.
It's all good. All the
For no
wrinkles are
good
incredible.
reason whatsoever.
Yeah. To a lot of us who've been in comics for a while, you see a lot of Alex Raymond, a lot of Secret Agent X9, a lot of Al Williamson in this.
Yeah.
A whole lot of that influence. Not influence, but inspiration.
Man with a fro.
Yep. Not uncommon for that time period.
Get that motorbike now.
Where are we looking?
Right hand page, third strip.
Yeah, lovely.
There we are.
Brilliant, isn't it? I love the way on the bottom strip he's gone into the next panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
That's great.
Very dynamic. I was looking at the up the nose shot here.
Yeah.
Worm's eye view. Really, really well done.
And there's an English Bobby there on the left-hand page in the middle panel.
Lighting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Bobby with his daft hat. Yeah, superb.
It's really like how he's not afraid of using really deep shadows and black and
Solid.
high contrast.
He's not playing around with lines unless he needs to.
This guy's not
Unless he needs to
afraid
do
of
a great
drawing
tone.
anything.
Yeah. Now for some great scenery.
A lot of close-up work.
Yeah. Not afraid to pull that camera back there. This strip is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, not pretty good. It's really good. Look at that.
There's no pretty good about it.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good. He's got modesty down too. Look at it. It's the way that he holds features. Just
Yeah.
that's the whole spirit of that. Just great stuff. Another up the nose shot here. Matt Murdock, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So,
Somebody displaying a knife. That's not a knife. Yeah.
this is a masterclass in talking heads.
Yeah, absolutely. Never stagnant though.
Oh, there's Russ. Russ is in it. Look,
Side
left-hand
view
page,
straight up.
bottom middle panel. That's Russ blocking someone.
Right there.
Yeah.
No, he's got too much hair.
Yeah. Russ from 10 years ago.
Yeah, Russ from 15 years ago. Yeah.
Before he drops the guy. There he is again. Look, in the next page, in the middle, on the second tier.
Yeah, I can't jump that high anymore, unfortunately.
Come
I'm
on,
getting a bit old.
Come on, you never could.
I could jump quite high.
Zip screen back here just to break it up.
I could jump quite high when I was playing football, but I was never trying to maim anybody.
And, it was always just a happy accident.
Yeah, they were always trying to maim me. Got the broken toes to prove it.
It's a clown.
The use of the blacks is second to none, isn't it? I mean, Wally Wood's good at spotting blacks, but this is just, these people are just brilliant.
It's like the Garth strip too. They knew.
Yeah.
They weren't sure how big or how small. They had a basic idea that things were going to be shrunk down to about 2 inches if they were lucky, probably 1.5 inches in the paper. So they had to be seen from a distance. So had to be bold at times. Still, it gets pretty intricate. It's some nice line work here. Great bird's eye view shot there.
What do you think they were drawing on? 1 up, 2 up, something like that?
Oh, they were drawing way up. They were at. It's probably more than 2. It's probably closer to 3 up at this point, especially compared to the size of these strips. The other The originals, probably, yeah, at least 2 up from the originals that I've seen. I was talking to a longtime collector yesterday, and he offered. He goes, "Oh, I got this great Romero painting at home that I'll try to take a picture of so that you can post." And I says, "Well, we're on the air at 9 a.m. He goes, "Forget it. I can get up that early."
Yeah.
But he had a original strip from every artist that worked on Modesty Blaise. He's a big
Oh,
fan.
wow.
He's got all these books too.
That's great.
Just loves his strip. Yeah. In fact, that's the guy I bought my spiral rack from. Who's that guy?
The art is excellent. I'm not a huge fan of the story, though.
Well, you'd have to read it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's a read. It's a lot more than what we can do here on Sunday Funnies. Here we can just look and admire the art, but the story is very deep and very intricate. Especially if you're lucky to find these books and read an entire story in a row. The collections are just amazing. And
yeah, you won't get much better story than Peter O'Donnell.
Very, very hard to find. So,
I'm sure the prose is excellent, but the themes or I'm just not a huge fan of.
Oh, the secret agent.
Yeah, there's a lot of character in it, and not a great deal of action sort of thing. But they are quite tense and suspenseful. You should give it a try.
At times, it's like your average movie. We're still in exposition here, closer to the end of the actual story. There's a lot of stuff moving and a lot of movement, a lot of things going on. You start seeing more dynamic panels like this.
Yeah, I think it depends how you like your stories. Do you just want action, or do you want a sort of well-paced thing?
Well, it depends on what I'm interested in at the time. But I don't know.
And sadly or fortunately, depending upon your viewpoint, there really hasn't been a lot of outside media of Modesty Blaise. There's been a couple of novels. I think there was a movie at one point a long time ago.
It bombed, didn't it? As I remember, I think they changed a lot of it, like they always do.
Did they do a Modesty Blaise story movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, we lost the camera.
Sorry, it's zooming in and out. There it is. It looks crystal to me. How does it look to you?
No, it's all.
Are we good?
Can't see any of it. Well, you can see it, but it's awful.
Like if it was
it was fine.
Like if it was a Western, I would be I'd probably be interested in even with the same type of characters and stuff. I'm just not a huge fan of the.
It's just the subject matter.
Yeah.
How about if I tighten the camera a little bit so we have to look at 2 strips at once?
Might work.
You think that would work better?
Oh, wait, it's clearing up.
No, it's cleared now. Don't touch it.
All right, leave it alone. Maybe it just needed time to focus.
If you look at the right-hand page, third strip, it looks like Steranko, doesn't it? With the girders in on that third panel.
Yeah, quite graphic.
Sort of a Steranko thing there.
It's that noir look, is what it is.
Yeah,
it's like the old film noir movies.
It's really sharp now, really clear.
Good. I'm afraid to turn a page now. It's great here. Love that.
That's great. Look at that last panel there. It says, the last balloon, it says, "I should think 10 minutes would be enough to kill him, Sydney." 10 minutes enough to kill someone. Send him to Russ Leach. He'll do it in 30 seconds.
Yep.
There's so much great characterization and just the 2 characters, especially the interplay between Modesty and Gavin. It's just amazing and just really well done.
That must have been a real bummer for Enrique there, where it says Modesty Blaise by Peter O'Donnell all the time. Doesn't have his name there. I know he signs the work.
Yeah, he does.
But he doesn't get it. He doesn't get a credit. Well, that's probably why, isn't it? Because his name's not on it. Yeah. So
I'm looking for a signature. I'm not seeing one.
Yeah, they're all over the place. There's one bottom panel, bottom left. Bottom panel, left panel. You can see it written up the side of the Modesty Blaise box on the right-hand page. Bottom left. See it above the where it said Modesty Blaise in the box.
Oh, right there.
On the ceiling. It says Romero going up. See it?
Yeah, right there.
And then there's one, the one above. He signs them all.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's just, yeah, it's modest.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, exactly. He fits it in with the artwork.
Hmm.
He's confident enough.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of makes sense because few people remember the writer versus the artist nowadays.
Well, it's O'Donnell's creation.
Yeah.
And at this point, he's probably doing full script.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got an interview with Peter O'Donnell as well in Crikey as well.
Do you?
Maybe I should rerun them in Comics Unlimited.
Yeah,
Probably
you
should. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be good.
I did the Enrique interview a few issues ago because Tony asked me if we should put it in again. I said we can't do it for the third time.
Yeah. We blurry again.
No, it's okay.
No, it's good.
All right.
Look at those bottom two panel strips on the right-hand page with all that black in them, with his jumper and his jacket,
Yeah.
and the car, and then there's that great left panel bottom strip.
Mm.
Oh, it's
Half day that
fantastic.
day.
Yeah, he's going on his holidays. Yeah,
Yeah, you got deadlines.
There's a very popular video game that had came out not too long ago called Cyberpunk. It had Keanu Reeves in it as a cameo for one of the characters. And one of the female protagonists, together, like the love interest of the main character, the character you play, looks like a fairly spot on modest, like the black-haired girl, and that's probably Modesty Blaise, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it looks very very, very close. I'm wondering if the designers were a fan of the strip.
could be.
Possibly. Yeah.
But yeah, it was something like, it was one of the more popular video games to ever come out, like, you know, millions and millions of sales, billions of dollars, you know, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've heard of it now, Sarah, so you should check it out.
Nice eyebrows.
They're dailies from the newspaper, Sarah, so they just get one strip a day. That's why the title's always on it.
Brandy's just furiously pointing at stuff because he can't speak at the moment.
Thanks for that. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Next page is Friday and Saturday. Everybody was quiet while I was speaking. I didn't realize I was still on mute. Anyway. There's a little bit of action.
Whoa.
Just chopping someone's head off there. Wow. That's,
Junk.
Chop,
Yep.
chop, 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 chop.
Oh, dear.
oh, yeah.
That's just punk. Is that a real person or is that a mannequin?
It's a
It's a
mannequin.
mannequin, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they get away with that.
This is very casual.
It's a nice drawing of a British black cab there, Russ. You see that on the
Yeah,
right-hand
it is,
page?
isn't it? Yeah.
Really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you rang for a cab, Goof? Me? No. Well, just get in.
Gov.
Get,
You rang for a cab, Gov? No, me? No.
get in just the same.
Willie. It's Willie.
There's the thought.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Does it ever mention what her ethnicity is in this? The Modesty Blaise, or
I believe she's part Asian. And she's had a very rough life that includes a lot of child trafficking when she was younger.
Hmm.
She's gone through a lot of shit. That's why she's over top of everything else. She's seen pretty much everything. And that's why the government keeps using her, is because she's that efficient. She's seen everything.
Yeah, it's like I said at the beginning, that the situations tend to find her. She's just trying to have a relaxed life,
Yeah.
and the situations are brought to her. And she's like Russ said, she's like Jack Reacher. Don't want any trouble, but not scared of sorting it out.
So have any of you watched the Reacher show?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the guy who looks like Captain America? Should be.
Yeah.
Massive. He should be Captain
Yeah,
America.
He should be He is Captain America, isn't he?
Captain America.
I've
That
never-
show, I saw the first series. I haven't seen the second series yet. The first series was bloody brilliant.
I've not seen the. I've only seen the clips. I've not seen any of the
It's a
complete
breath
shows.
of fresh air.
Like
If
he's
you
in
get
the prison with that guy and he batters him, you know.
Yeah.
if you get a chance, the pilot just sets for the first season, just sets everything up for the character incredibly well.
Yeah.
See,
Very-
he walks
very
in, they don't know who he is. They have no idea what's going on. And yeah, the entire plot for the season is set up right in that first episode.
Is that the fight where he tells them one of you's going to drive or one of you's going to get
Yeah.
away with not having any injury, and it's like, yeah, you got to drive drive the rest of them
Yeah.
to the hospital.
Yeah, you got to drive the rest of them to the hospital. They
Yeah.
all
Is
laugh at him.
it Tom Cruise as well? Is he Jack Reacher in the film?
Tom Cruise did two Jack Reacher films, which
Right.
were, considering how tiny Tom Cruise is,
Yeah.
it was actually quite presentable. They were quite enjoyable films.
Right.
But
Some of the
in the book,
wonders of
he's
cinema,
big
they made him look
guy.
taller than 5 feet. Yeah.
yeah, in the book, he's a big guy, and the guy in the
Yeah.
series on Amazon really plays the part well.
Yeah.
In the series, in the pilot, they have him walking through this. He goes into this backwoods town in Georgia, and he's walking down the street, and it's this huge guy, and all of these people are just stopping and looking at him like, "Holy crap!"
Holy crap, look at the size of that bastard.
Yeah. It's like there's something you don't see every day. Yeah.
So they decide to pick a fight with him, do they?
Oh, they're paid to. Yeah.
Yeah, all through the series, he gets into squabbles and
Yeah.
gets tossed into prison and arrested. And
Yeah.
the first,
Right.
the series opens with him getting off a bus and walking into that little town.
Oh, so-
There's no direct bus drop off there, so
So
he's
it's Rambo. Rambo, is it?
very much so. Yeah. Walks a
bit,
few
yeah.
miles,
Yeah.
goes into a greasy spoon, has some chit chat with the waitress, gets a piece of pie, and
Yeah.
he's about to eat it, and all these cop cars come wheeling up,
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
come in storming. Yeah. He never does get to eat a piece of pie
He never
until the
gets
very
that
end of
pie,
the
no.
series. Yeah.
Very good.
So it's the opposite of Twin Peaks, where the whole thing's about
The whole thing's
Yeah.
about pie.
damn fine pie.
Well, in the second series, they flesh out his background a lot more, and there's a lot of people that he interacts with from his military policing experience. He's a military investigator, and you discover he has an extreme weakness for Clark bars, which are a
What?
candy bar.
Oh. There you go.
I thought it was good in the Tom Cruise one where he gets arrested and he says there's about 6 or 7 officers around him, and he says there's 2 things going to happen or something. He says, "I bet you all a brand new Mercedes. I'll be out of here in 5 minutes or
Yeah.
something." And then is it Bill Clinton she talks to?
Something like
She's-
that. Yeah.
She says Bill, and I got the impression it was Bill Clinton, and he gets set free. And he says, "You
Yeah.
should have took me up on it."
Well, he gets arrested. They have to restrain him with
Yeah.
plastic bands because they don't have any cuffs that are that
Yeah.
big. And then they look at his background, and there's a girl there who's, one of the smartest people in the series, comes up to her boss and reads him gives him the Cliff Note versions of his um, his history. And she goes, I'd hate to be the guy that had to arrest him. It's just like, oops, you're about to get into big trouble, son. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's good stuff.
But once they let him go, they're going to go after the scissors to snap his bonds. He says, "Don't bother," and he just pulls them apart.
Yeah.
And then holds up the strap and goes, "Do you recycle?"
It's funny.
Just great.
Is that female officer the love interest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does become the love interest, but she has her own character arc.
Yeah.
Right.
She's not just there for that. She's a well-rounded character.
Right.
The whole thing is done really well. Really good stuff.
You have to love the streaming series that are based off of novels, where they have actually had a writer on it and they decide to stay as faithful to the material as they possibly can. And you can tell a lot of people respect. Well, Lee Childs, the guy who writes the series, is a producer on the show.
Big fan, obviously.
I think he's more than an executive producer because he got, they had to convince him to let this guy play the role, and he beefed up about 30 pounds. But he was if you see him in Titans, he played Hawk of Hawk and Dove on Titans, and he played Aquaman in the Smallville series.
All right.
No, I didn't know that.
And he was supposed to have the Aquaman role. They did a pilot for Aquaman, and they didn't cast him as Aquaman because they didn't feel he was known enough.
Like we all knew the other guy.
Yeah, they ended up going with a more known actor, and his partner on the Aquaman series was Ving Rhames. He's a big, large black guy.
There are no more
famous people.
Well, no, not famous people. There are no more movie stars.
Yeah,
there are no more movie stars. So you might as well, just write a decent story.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what you can do.
The cool thing with this is that they know he's playing that character, and he does it incredibly well. He's made for it. He knows he's built for it. He's almost got the same attitude in real life as the character, and it's really he was really made for that role, to tell you the truth. That, and you'd say he'd make a great Captain America. I think you'd tan him up. I think he'd make a great Doc Savage. Just incredible.
Oh God, yeah.
Old style. Yeah, go ahead, Whiskey. Sorry.
I think as things progress, I think we're going to start seeing a decline in movies and a more interactive media, like sort of like video games, but more story based kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead.
The medium's already the largest industry in the world for entertainment. Billions and billions of dollars of sales. Huge companies. They far outstrip sales on movies nowadays. And they, with all the technology they have, they can do actors in the games and stuff anyways.
Right.
It's funny when I first started playing games and graphics were awful. I kind of wished for that kind of interactive movie almost. That's what video games have become in a lot of ways, an interactive film. Mm-hmm. And now that it's here, I wish I could just play games again. Because I don't fucking want it. I just want to play a game. Just let me bounce from one platform to the next. I'll be happy.
Yeah, my wife and her wisdom,
that's probably because I'm old.
Yeah, my wife and her wisdom forbade me to have a video game system.
Yes, what a good call that was.
Says if you're going to do comics, you need to do comics. Don't
don't bother. Stay away from the video games. It's not good for you.
We got a Wii in, but it was for her exercise. So
yeah. Well, I suppose it's all based on the genre that you're interested in. There's very good stories out there. They hire occasionally, they hire extremely good writers and then directors and stuff like that to get good quality stuff out. Just depends on what it is. I equate it to watching movies. If somebody spends time watching a movie, there's no difference than playing a video game, except for you're more at least you're doing something creative thinking.
You're doing something. Yeah, I get that.
And yet they have
As-
such a
as-
hard time transferring a video game into a
Yeah.
TV series.
Yeah, well, again, all this is down to just bad writers at the end of the day. It's not that there isn't any difficulty in doing any of these things. It's just they're just done badly.
Yes.
But for my own personal tastes, I'm more of a Doom player than I am a Resident Evil player or what's the one where they throw him on the island, and it's been going for a long time now.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Far
I know
Cry
what you're
series?
talking
Far
No,
Cry,
no.
yeah.
Far Cry?
I'm far more Doom than I am Far Cry. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't have any patience for running around. Just throw me the monster in front of me and I'll shoot it.
I thought you
And
were
then,
talking about the other one that takes place on the island with the switches and the buttons and the doors that open.
Oh God, no, I don't want to know.
That's
No.
Mist.
No.
That's a
Mist.
classic.
That's it. Mist.
No, I'm far too old for that.
Oh my goodness.
That's a classic.
Just bored me senseless.
It's weird to say that the pandemic got me deep into comics. Awkward.
Mm.
Truth. Cons as well. Yeah. So
I
let's see,
personally
did miss
like
anything else?
I like sci-fi.
Yeah,
Anything
yeah.
with a spaceship.
Yeah, anything with
There's
spaceship. Yeah.
There's a spaceship in Mist. By watching podcasts, interacting then when everyone went online during the pandemic, etc. A lot has been learned, and it's nuts that it's been 4 years now. Yeah. I had a lot of people coming up to me at the show I was at yesterday telling me they were so happy I was up and walking around. And I go, oh, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was also led me to becoming friends with amazing people I never would have otherwise. Oh, thanks. Sarah, you shouldn't talk about Brian that way. He's going to get a big ego. Via Tom Cruise, his nose and size makes me think of an aardvark, and I've never seen the type of women loving him. I did see in person where the movie Cocktail was filmed. There you go.
There you go. Oh, well,
Yeah.
I've been to that. Is that Jamaica? It's that Falls, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I've been there.
Either that or the Florida Keys.
It's nowhere near as when you actually get there. It's beautiful. It's great, but it's just full of tourists.
Yeah.
I saw
It's not
Tom
the same
Cruise.
feel at all.
I saw Tom Cruise when he was making Collateral
Right.
around that New York area.
Were you amazed as his shortness of stature?
No, I knew he was small, but I was amazed that he dyed his hair.
Oh,
He was
Okay.
he sort of dyed it grey. He looked
I
fantastic.
knew he was small,
There
but I
you
didn't
go.
know he was
Yeah.
that small.
Yeah, I think he's good. I like him. I know he has a bad reputation in his private life, but I don't care about that. I think he's a good actor.
at least he can see eye to eye with Danny DeVito.
Did you?
What is he
Did you
like?
ever see
5?
Star
No, he's
Stories
not quite that short.
in the UK, Glenn?
Say that again.
Star Stories. Did you ever see that?
Say again.
Did you ever see Star Stories?
No, what's that?
That was like a comedy program, early 2000s, and it's just this 5 group of comedy actors that would recreate people's lives, their
Right.
bios, but it was obviously completely taking the mickey. And they had every time they spoke to each other in the scenes, it would always be with a full name. So John Travolta would come in and see Tom Cruise, and you say, "Hello, Tom Cruise," and go, "Well, hello there, John Travolta." It'd be like that. And so John Travolta came over on the plane to talk to Tom Cruise about the religion they're into. Was it scientism?
Scientology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scientology.
they had science, and they were like going around. He was flicking his hair and everything. And John Travolta was in a pilot's outfit and everything. And he says, "Here, Tom, come out to the garden with me, so I can explain it to you properly." And he went, "Look over there," and Tom Cruise turned around. He hit him with a shovel. And when he woke up, he was like, "Scientology." It was very, very funny. I've not seen it again. They obviously just cancelled the
It's
whole
been
thing.
For
banned.
obvious reasons.
It
Yeah.
was very funny. Very, very funny.
That probably got one play and a nasty call from the Scientologists. And
Yeah,
whoop,
it was.
just-
I think it was on Channel 4 when
It's never-
Channel 4 was a decent,
Yeah.
a half decent channel.
never to be seen or heard from again.
Yeah.
Yeah, more
One
people
more
go to the
s- one
screens
more
for their
for the-
comic consumption. Yeah.
One more
Go
for
ahead.
the Scientology mafia.
Yeah.
people go to the screens for their comic consumption a lot more than they used to. It's no doubt why they stopped being on regular spinner racks or the like. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, anymore, they boast that they don't even follow the material, which is why they're not making any money. Well, part of the reason why they're not making any money.
If you just did it properly, you'd be fine.
Less
What's
reading
this
and more
about?
watching.
Elon
Blame.
going to buy Disney. What's that about? Is that
Well, I don't know, but he's talking. It's just a big rumor at the moment. I
Right.
don't think there's anything serious in it as yet. It would be funny if he did, though.
He's not.
We were saying if he does buy Disney, Randy needs to talk to him about taking over at Marvel.
I think there's there's rumor that he's just quietly acquiring stock, and they're waiting for the April meeting so that Peltz and Pro Mutter and Elon can walk in and go, dudes, we got boards, seats on the board, and we're going to turn this around. So
somebody needs to. It's awful.
He's also doing his own search engine as well. Like that's in the works apparently, like a replacement for Google. He's
doing his own everything at this point.
What concerns me is though, like I don't trust Elon. Like
no, neither do I.
He says he's all free speech oriented, but then he hires like a WEF puppet as CEO, and like power corrupts. So he's like he's becoming like absolute power. Like if power corrupts, like power corrupt. You know, he's a poster child for a supervillain. You know,
he is a supervillain. There's no doubt about it. We're all going to be we're all going to have Tesla bots in our house within 10 years. I think.
Yeah, he takes over the world.
He's actually Dr. Doom. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Jamaica. We're all calling John Travolta hysterical. He dressed like his child named Pilot. Haha. No, John's a professional pilot. He could actually fly for the airlines if he wanted to.
Yeah.
That's why his kid's name is Pilot.
He flew Oprah to Australia, didn't he, from California?
Just to add to his carbon footprint.
Yeah, 600 other people. They won a competition on her program or something. And he was the pilot. They took off, and he walked out with his pilot's hat on.
That's funny. That is hilarious.
The plane.
I was going to say, who knows how many islands he's flown to?
Oh,
if they think the comics are like what Hollywood has been producing, it's not helping. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not helping followers being led into the comics. No, not at all. Not at all. Not helping. Bringing in followers. Dirt. Okay. All good.
Well, let's hope he makes a good Modesty Blaise movie.
Yes, I know he is. He's just being a smartass, but it's better to be a smartass than a dumbass, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, agree with that.
Well, I think Russ is right though about the writers. Though, if you got a good set of writers in anything, like we talked earlier about the Panama character, the one that looks like Modesty Blaise in Cyberpunk, one of the main male love interests in the thing, that was adapted from an RPG, right? Like a role-playing game, a comic book, illustrations, some basic prose, like not much there, but it was faithfully adapted to a video game, and like you go into that universe and you look around and interact with all the characters and all the stories there, and it's faithfully done. It's actually a really good story. So
it all comes down to just writing well.
You see, if they had any sense, right? If somebody was going to put forward a proposal of making a Modesty Blaise film, just use Peter O'Donnell's words.
Absolutely.
Like Stan Lee things with the Marvel things. I mean, I know he's corny and everything, but they work. That's why they're so popular. So just use that. I'll say this, like you two have been true to the Shadow Kingdom material, and that's the way it should be. You shouldn't make your adaptation of it unless you're writing your own story. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you want to, like you've done, I think you've done a fantastic thing with that book, because you produced the artwork and you've taken the prose and you've put it in there, and I think that's the way to do it. I've said that before, like with Stan Lee. If I was going to make a Fantastic Four movie, I would set it in 1965, with skinny ties and hats in New York.
Absolutely.
And that would be it. And they would talk like the books do, because they're of their time, and that's what we're looking at.
Well, it's like it seems like there's a dearth of imagination, but also an inclination to remove history and to remove what's good about what's come before.
Yeah.
Because if they had any sense, they'd have made Fantastic Four properly. They'd have done it exactly as you just suggested. And just like the Captain America First Avenger, at the end of the movie, they'd have traveled them in time forward to the MCU in the current day.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they would do.
Yeah.
So that they could have their cake and eat it. They could put it into the scenario of what we've got now, make an interesting story about how they adapt to the modern day and how they work with the current MCU and what have you. And at the same time, you could still have the original origin of them and how they came together and what they were and why they were important as a family, and tell that story in the same way as you did with Captain America: The First Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it was about him as a person. It wasn't that he was a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
It was that he was a great person inside. He was heroic. He was noble. He was loyal, and he wanted to do the right thing. And that was the importance of the story. And then his growth as a superhero, and the fact that he was thrown in right at the end and lost his love and was thrown into the modern day. You could easily do exactly the same thing with the Fantastic Four and find yourself with a smash hit on your hands and the ability to move forward with it in the modern day. There's so many things you could do. I've heard so many good ideas, and not one of them have turned up in a film yet.
Yeah, but there's so many great stories, especially in the early FFs, that they could do 4 or 5 movies before they update them, and just leave it there. If it makes money, do another one. If it makes money, do another one. You know,
if you look at the first, I've said this before too, the first 100 books of Fantastic Four with Stan and Jack. Mm-hmm. There's all the ideas you need for the next 20
the ones
films.
you need.
There you go.
Everything you need.
But you've got to present them like they were, because that's what we like.
It's like people in Hollywood are using the guise of sophistication for ideology. Yeah, it's like there's a reason why the Kong and Godzilla films have done so well, because people like that shit.
Yeah. Well, also the reason the Godzilla stuff is being as welcome as it is because it's respectful to the material.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that they like.
I think you're seeing exactly the opposite with the MCU right now. Yeah. You've got writers in there that look down their nose at these properties, thinking that they're just funny.
And you also
they plug their ideology into it, thinking that
you're also getting
smarter than the material.
This diversity crap as well is spoiling it.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that comes with the talentless folks in the writers' room.
But but it's ironic.
Check boxes, and
I know. Yeah. But it's wrong for the material. I'm not saying diversity isn't.
Oh, absolutely wrong.
But it's wrong for the material. And if you think about it, the irony is, to me, is that the 2 guys who created those things were Jewish.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I mean,
No, exactly. Anyway. It's just bonkers. But they just need to write good stuff. And everything will be fine. Yeah. Just stop trying to interject ideology and politics into everything and entertain people.
Yeah.
That's all we want. We just want to be entertained. And that's another reason why we decided to do the Shadow Kingdom, because there's just so much dross in the comic book world at the moment. And it's It's like, it's okay to have 2 guys be loyal to each other and be best of friends and warriors without them being gay. It's like, again, nothing against gay people whatsoever. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be that way. And it seems like where you could, and I'm sure a lot of what's happening here is the accusation is, well, it's been white and gay for hundreds of years, especially in entertainment, 100 years. Okay, so now it should not be gay and should not be white. And it's like, no, that's 2 wrongs don't make a right. Well, that's not the way it works. People want to be entertained, and they want characters, and it doesn't matter whether they're straight or gay or whether they're black or white. It doesn't matter. They want good characters, but that doesn't mean it's okay to go back and change the characters that you've already created.
But that's what's happened with that TV. I didn't watch it, about Anne Boleyn.
Yeah.
You know, one of Henry VIII's queens,
Yeah.
it was portrayed by a black woman. Well, Anne Boleyn wasn't black.
No.
Yeah.
And I saw a
No.
black woman being interviewed a few years ago saying that white people should keep away from the Black Panther movie because it's not for them. You know, it was created by two white guys.
Yeah.
Well, again, that I think you say that about anything, and what you're doing is you're being divisive.
Yeah.
It's like I thought that I didn't think that the Black Panther movie was as great as everybody said it was, but I tell you what, it's better than everything they've done since Endgame, and it was a good, solid, fun film. I enjoyed it, and I have it on DVD. I have it on.
Well, I find
Why was it not for me? I don't get it.
Well,
Anyone-
I'm a human as well.
Anyone sitting watching Black Panther and then watching Wakanda Forever will see that sea change, and it just it's heartbreaking. It really is.
Well,
Yeah.
What they've done.
I think Whiskey, she did me a favor, that woman, because when I saw her say that, keep away, I have kept away and I've not watched it.
Well, I enjoyed it. Are you talking about the second film or the first film?
No, she said that about the second film.
The
second
second
one,
film,
yeah.
I mean, I don't want to know either. It's like I don't want to know about anything divisive. I watched the first. When I was a kid, I thought Black Panther was fantastic.
Yeah,
I loved the character.
it's brilliant.
And I know plenty of of people of color who liked Captain America, even though he wasn't the same color as them. So it's like it's about characters. It's about doing the right, about heroics, about doing the right thing.
Well, it's a prime example on how the divisiveness has eroded the culture, because in the first Black Panther film, they were buying out theaters, they were busing kids in from school, they were having them sit there and watch it, and they were encouraging absolutely everyone to go because it was it was a fun movie, it was a great movie, it was an entertaining movie. And then Wakanda Forever, it's not made for you. You saw so much more divisiveness, and the quality of the movie is such a tremendously huge step down in every direction that it's just sad to see.
What I find funny is you talked about replacing culture and stuff like that just a second ago. I think it's exactly what it's about. Their whole goal is to replace culture, because there is probably hundreds, if not thousands, of like purely African oriented stories with mythology and characters and literature and all kinds of stuff that they could easily fall. Where's all that stuff? Where's all the representation of that, those mediums that would be specifically made by those people, for those people, for that community, whoever, right? Like highlighting and enriching their culture, and but instead we replace every ginger in the book with it doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
that's because it's not coming from a heartfelt place. It's coming from a place of divisiveness.
Yep. Let's try to swing back to the material if we could. They're removing and changing history of even real life events outside of the comic realm.
It's ridiculous.
Makes me cringe for future generations.
But along with what we were saying about the Shadow Kingdom and about books like this, it's quality storytelling, characters, fantastic art. Okay, this is fantastic stuff.
Yeah, let out. She's dressed in solid black. Very little delineation when there's an overlap. It's just all just beautiful solids here. No wrinkles necessary. Just solid silhouette there, just like her hair.
It's like she's turned into a superhero.
Very much so.
With a costume.
But when you can draw anatomy that well, you can get away without the extra shading.
A lot of great use of blacks in there. Yeah. Black spaces.
Yeah.
Turning the page now. That's it.
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Gavin
Classic.
ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
Classic kung fu fight with sticks.
Yeah.
The texture here, done by hand. For that coat. Line work.
I just love that texture of that guy with the afro's hair. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
They're all extras from the Sweeney, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what I find a good way of showing a good strip as well, because if you look at the left-hand page bottom strip and then the right-hand top strip, that's 2 days worth, and Modesty's not in it.
No.
That's what I used to find wonderful and intriguing with those fantastic full covers where they're not on them. Like that fantastic one you showed at the beginning of the show with the Silver Surfer.
Uh-huh.
The FF aren't on them. They're not on the cover of their own book. And I think there's like a confidence in there.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You know,
Massive.
It's a brilliant thing. And as we all know, a lot of the best Kirby covers for the FF weren't on them.
Silver Surfer was the focus of that story, but or like the one with Ben Grimm where it's just the thing on the cover in the rain, right?
Yeah,
it's a classic.
I think a lot of comics nowadays don't see massive runs like you would see back in the day.
No,
You're lucky to have somebody have the same group on 6 issues in a row. Extremely lucky. And even that's usually just one story, depending upon what they're doing. They need to get back to single issue, real tight storytelling, but I don't think you're going to see that happen. The Junk Men. Great work here. Feathering.
Yeah, I was looking at that. And the hair looks really heavy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Like she's got real good hair, you know.
It's got some weight to it.
That's Axe's hair.
Yes, it is. Yeah. In fact, I've got a picture of Axe. If you just want to put my screen on, and it can see the similarity. I'll cover.
I hope she has an appropriate top on.
Yeah,
she's got all the clothes on. Don't worry.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's one of those rare instances when she has a top on.
Yeah, that's why I put it in, because I wouldn't have got away with it, because I got slammed for that.
There you go.
Anyway.
Yeah. The Junk Men.
Gone a bit blurred again now.
Give it a second.
That's it. Yeah, that's getting better now. Yeah.
Probably whatever modification you did to the camera.
Glad I updated. Yeah. It's probably 5 years outdated. As a negative space here, it's just solid black.
Yeah. A lot of open panels, more open panels on this one.
Solid black on her outfit there. It's beautiful. Yeah. More in the daytime. Like she's shading her eyes from the sun.
Yeah. The Jeep's good as well. I like that Jeep.
Yeah. Great stuff. Keep feeling the page, because the paper stock they use here is really nice and thick.
Yeah. Carries it well.
It's a great shot. That took a little time. Something here.
And that mosque, like in Turkey, that one. A big one. Look at that. Look at those rocks down there in the center panel on the last page. Look at that. That rock formation there.
Negative space.
Yeah, the lit frames and everything. It's fantastic, isn't it?
I was gonna say this figure here reminds me a lot of like a Ron Smith inking.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
You can tell he's had to have been influenced by this when he was a kid. Wonderful camel here too.
One of the things I like about, I guess, these older strips or older comics is that like all the men in them are like middle-aged, except for their action heroes. So like, and
Everybody
they're
looked
just-
older back then, though.
yeah, everybody looked older, but like they're not young. They're not like 20 years old, right?
25.
Or 20 or supposed. But they look older
This guy,
anyways.
this guy here is like 28. Yeah.
28. Anyways, like what I'm always curious about is what kind of knee braces they're wearing, because I'd like to buy some.
He's just had a hard life. He's 16.
Life was harder. It was all the cigar smoke that they had back then. Dry out the skin.
Made everyone yellow.
Yeah, that too.
Everyone looks like the Simpsons.
Everybody's a leatherback.
It's where,
Or a saddleback.
it's where the Simpsons came from.
Yeah.
Oop. What's that on that second strip on the left-hand page? The first panel. What is it? Is it an insect or something?
Hang on. Up here? No.
No, other page. Other page.
Over here.
Second, that one. Yeah, is it an ant or something? I can't make it out.
It does look like an ant.
It is an ant. Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot of real
they
fine
Ant-Men?
line detail work there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Are they
Giant
Ant-Men?
ant.
Are they giant Ant-Men behind him? Is it
Yeah,
gone
they
to
look like
science
giant
fiction?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. Yeah. Wow, that's odd. Isn't it? Like
It's
the
gone
Outer
science
Limits.
fiction on us. Wow.
Yeah. It's the Zanti Misfits.
It's got to be a movie studio.
Yeah.
I love it when you get things like that. So I don't know, you're watching something like Starsky and Hutch and a UFO turns up, or
Yeah.
or actually even a little bit further on than that, like $6 Million Man. I know that's science fiction anyway, but when Bigfoot turns up, I mean that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Not only that, but that's the show everybody that's the episode everybody
It's the only
remembers.
one everyone remembers is when Bigfoot showed up to fight.
Remember when Bigfoot showed up on $6 Million Man? Holy crap, that was amazing. Yeah.
They missed a great opportunity on Airplane. You remember Airplane?
Yeah.
It was taking the mickey out of those air disaster films, wasn't it? They missed a great opportunity because in the what do you call it? The real film of night, was it 1975?
Airport 1975.
Yeah.
Airport, yeah.
And Roy Thins, the Invaders,
Mhm.
he was one of the co-pilots in the plane.
Yeah.
Now, I always thought it was a great opportunity 5 years later when they made Airplane, the comedy, that the guy who played Roy Thins's thing should have been killed and disappeared, turned red and disappeared.
Yeah, like the Invaders. Yeah,
But they never did that. I thought that was an
that
opportunity
would have been
missed.
good, wouldn't it?
That would have been funny, wouldn't it?
I bet they talked about it and they figured that nobody would remember the reference.
Yes.
Well,
No,
I did.
Sit there and go, why the hell did that
the
happen?
Invaders.
Yeah.
The Invaders was on the telly when I was a kid.
Yeah.
On BBC Two or whatever in the afternoon.
I remember it first time around.
Me TV, folks, if you still got it over here, I think they play it early or late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Still being shown.
A little bit of a segue there, but I was watching your fiance put on the first episode of Downton Abbey, and and one of the characters in there was the actor from Daredevil, as a young Duke.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
came to visit the Abbey. Yeah.
There you go.
That Downton Abbey thing was filmed around the corner from where my brother lives in Berkshire at Highclere Castle.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally about a quarter of a mile away from where he lives.
No.
But I've never watched it.
I've never watched it.
I watched it all in 1970. It was called Upstairs Downstairs.
Yeah.
So I didn't need to watch a rerun.
My wife's watched
Yeah.
all that. She enjoyed it. I just it wasn't
Right.
for me.
Same here. Same here. How old is this? This is 60s, isn't it? 70s,
Mid-70s.
70s? Yeah, mid 70s. Sarah says it's a huge ass ant. Hope it's not a fire ant. It's like pre-murder hornets that came over here. Yeah.
Murder.
She says, I like you are being served. Yeah. There you go. That's classic.
I'm free.
Yeah.
Not afraid to bend that figure a little bit. Lean forward. Nice relaxing pose here. It's fantastic. Beautiful work. Not to mention these panels or these strips here. She's taking a bath. There you go.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
they're
he
the ones
worked.
from the intro, aren't they?
Yeah.
I wonder if he worked with models ever.
No, I doubt it. He
Yeah, me too.
just got on with it. He could draw.
I think, yeah, I mean, that you do life drawing early on.
Yeah.
And then once you start drawing people again and again and again and again, you start to get it. And then you do a little bit more life drawing and you go back and you do it again. But you don't necessarily use models to draw from. I think the trouble with, like, models are great because obviously, and real life drawing is great because it gives you a sense of weight. It gives you a sense of body language, all those kind of things that you can only get from real people. You can't get them necessarily from photographs.
Yeah.
So figure drawing is great. However, the thing about comic strips is that so many things are accentuated, and it's like it's the difference between anatomy and figure drawing. There's a difference. One is how the body's built and literally how it's put together, and the other is actually how people work, how real people sort of are. And you can see it in like Buscema's work and this stuff. Is after a period of time they kind of get the shortcuts for the way that people stand and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't necessarily use models all the time.
That's great.
There's no doubt there's real benefit from having someone. So there'll be times I'm like, how do I get that angle? And I won't go to necessarily a 3D or a model pose. I'll ask my wife to stand there and say, right, okay, I want to see like the back of your head or the way that your cheek works, or however that works, or my son or whatever, and just say, and or you hands are perfect. You just put a hand up in front of your face and you've got your own hand to draw from. So there's always benefit in that, but so often most of this stuff is being thrown down at such a pace that these great artists find themselves having shortcuts for the way people are in reality, and that there's like this transference to a strip way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's a beautiful example down the bottom left there, where she's drawing her arm. And
Yeah.
I don't think people twist their bodies like that, but it doesn't matter. That works. And certainly it's very natural the way she's drawing her arm there.
Enrique's actually put himself in that second strip. See that guy talking in the one above. The one above.
Here?
That's Enrique, yeah.
Is it?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a little obscure character, never to be seen again, and there he is.
Brilliant.
And God bless Mrs. Queen, please.
Yeah. God bless Mrs. Queen.
I was going to say, and they totally understand their audience too, because when it came to balloon placement, they covered the ass of the guy and not the ass of the girl right there.
Well, there's nowhere else to put it, is there? Because if you put it to the left, you'd be covering her backside.
Covering up the hero, yeah.
That's the one we want to see. So,
yep.
Look at that one there on the other page, third panel. He says, as they say, here is very good room, lady, very clean. Hockey. Brilliant.
Yeah. Again, a couple of great establishing shots here.
Yeah. He draws vehicles well, doesn't he?
Beautiful scenery.
Great.
Just a great set of panels there.
Ah, pretty Mrs.
Mr. Gavin is.
All Turkish men like to cheat film people. Brilliant.
Hand done balloons too.
Yeah.
No straight lines. No, it looks like they're not even using a curve on it. They're just doing it by hand, freehand.
Yeah, yeah.
Sarah's up. It's a huge ass ant, yeah. And I like you're being served. Okay. Yep. Up to date there.
He does great textures, doesn't he?
All of these strips have that too. Yeah. If it's not a zip screen in the background, it's their own line work here. Look at the shading here done around the light source.
Look at that left-hand page bottom panel, end panel, bottom strip, end panel. The way the guy's leaning on the table.
Yeah.
The way his muscles are working.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it? That?
Just amazing.
And the flat of his hand is on the bottom of the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's Enrique again. He's
a little bit of action work in here. Yeah.
He's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, they're slapping him around now.
Yes.
They're tough guys, aren't they?
Lovely. There was a post by Joe Rubinstein, and it was about where he was saying I was trying to make more cartoony faces,
Right.
because he's got a lovely style, and you can see that here. It's like there's this realism to it, but then you've got this cartoony face with a big tash and everything.
Yeah, it was like some sort of animal on his upper lip.
Yeah,
yeah, it does. It does.
And I always find that this is the best kind of art. Comic book art. I love this.
Yeah.
I love the way Buscema drew like that. So he would draw these beautiful people like Conan or the women that in the strip, but then he'd draw these incredibly ridiculously ugly pirates or old crones or wizards or whatever.
Yeah.
And they weren't real. They were bizarre creations.
Yeah.
And just love that. Or the simpler stuff, if you look at like some of the Thor and the Fantastic Four and the Avengers stuff with the crazy big teeth, and especially Thor, the crazy big teeth on the trolls, and I love that.
What they're doing there obviously is making the hero and heroine the beautiful people, aren't they? And they're making a stereotypical villain who's got to be ugly and blah blah blah,
or comedic, guys,
which is what I said at the beginning about the editors asking Enrique to make the women villains ugly, and he said, "No, I can't do that.
I'm not doing that.
Why do they have to be ugly?
Yeah. Evil people can be beautiful too.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, Russ or Glenn.
I'm going to say the great Russell appreciated that kick there at the bottom panel, bottom page. Sorry, the last panel, the last one. The first one of that strip there where she's kicking him in the face. That's brilliant. Yeah. It's like from a standing type of thing. I don't know about kung fu and all that stuff. Like
her arms are a bit loose.
Bang.
It's not good for balance.
Looks good though.
Yeah, it's great.
And go on, sorry. Go on.
No, I don't mean to interrupt your thought. Go ahead.
It's all right. No, I'm just going to say in the next panel we've got Willie there with his little bottom and his big shoulders, looking like Garth again.
Yeah.
That's a figure skating pose more than a kung fu kind of thing.
He's doing a nice triple salco there.
It's showing us what he thinks of Torval and Dean.
Yeah,
looks great though. Looks great.
Yeah, and it's great, isn't it? It's fun.
And he's got his flared trousers on, flared jeans on.
Very 70s here. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Before we turn the page, I was going to point out this panel and how it's a grand study in inking. The character here being so stark, the foreground being grayed out with lines, and then the villain here with the black shirt on.
Yeah.
Just everything on that panel just pops incredibly well. And you don't have this big, detailed, confusing background on it. It's just a series of lines that represent the silhouette.
The same guy over on the first panel with his arms folded on the top strip, where he's got that guy there looks a cross between Graham Souness, who Russell know, and Magnum Tom Selleck, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Graham Souness. Bloody ruined Newcastle. It's his fault.
He did, yeah.
Line work here again.
Yeah.
Just fantastic here as well.
Wow.
It's kind of a shame that these strips are printed as small as they are.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to see them about 2 up, maybe
It'd
2 on a page like this sideways.
Artwork size. That would be nice.
IDW needs to get a hold of this and do a Dick Tracy treatment on it. You know, and print the book sideways, larger, 2 strips blown up. It'd be just beautiful. Definitely. Yeah. Nobody would know who they are though, because practically nobody knows the strip over here. So.
There is there is one benefit, I think, to like technology and like AI as it's going forward is the upscaling resolution stuff.
Yeah,
they got. So you can take a lot of older stuff and then give it new life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's the one thing it is good for is the tool aspect. It can make a great tool. There's no doubt about it. It's just once again, people are showing their ability to be lazy.
Yeah.
And the guy there leaning again, like the other guy, with his arm resting on the table on the first page, last panel. Yeah.
Muscle structure in the arm.
Yeah. The weight, isn't there, where he's leaning on his hands.
Wrinkles on the shirt.
That's a really nice effect on the strip above where the policeman is looking up the tunnel where the light is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a fantastic effect of that light. Really good.
Speaking of lighting effects over here.
Yeah.
Light source there, shining in. Everything else in half silhouette.
Yeah.
Just great looking.
I like the way when he calls a princess, it's always written in upper and lowercase. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
It's like he's saying it softly.
I think that's Gavin's pet name for her.
Yeah, but the way they present it, like normally they're speaking in capitals, but when he talks to it, it's usually on upper and lowercase. Like they're speaking quietly rather than shouting.
Right.
A good effect.
It's beautiful.
So how come we're at like half crew today? We're missing like Allison.
Charles couldn't make
Charles and Allison, and
Allison felt ill, unfortunately.
Yeah, she's been on and off sick for a little bit, so hope she feels better soon.
So it's just us.
They know they're always welcome on here whenever they want. So
I do like the way he does. Look at the first page there, the last strip, the center panel of the street. I do like the way, like we said about the glow on the previous page. I do like the way he renders the brick and everything. It's totally different from his line work on the figures, and so it should be. But it's fantastic the way he does it.
Yeah, it is.
He's a master. He's a master, isn't he? He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yep, very much so. Well, this whole strip, everybody that drew on this strip was just amazing.
Yeah. We should do something on Jim Holdaway because nobody knows who he is.
I have I think it's Holdaway. The book that we looked at Frank Bellamy. I think I've got Holdaway and Sidney Jordan.
Oh, right.
Books on those. We'll need to look at sometime real soon.
I've got an interview with Sydney Jordan as well. I should run these things again, shouldn't I?
You should run them all in one issue.
Yeah.
You know, like the English Masters or whatever issue.
Mm-hmm. Get Bellamy in there for sure.
Yeah. Next week, I believe we'll be looking at some Eisner. We're going to have to record Sunday's program early because I have a convention up in Midland. I thought it was 2 weeks away, and come to find out it's next weekend.
Okay, just let us know.
And it is Eisner week next week, 1st through the 7th, as they say.
Look at that left on page 13 where he's lighting that cigarette. That's fantastic, isn't it? And it's just so natural the way he's lighting a cigarette. You know, he's not.
Yeah.
The way his head's tilted and everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is. I'm gonna have to get my Modesty Blaise books out again now and read this.
Yeah.
I've not read them for a while.
I haven't read enough of them.
Yeah. They are good though, aren't they? They're just super.
Again, like we said before, the reading on them is a little dense with the story. Once you get into the story, it's just amazing.
Like you said, if they could reproduce these, say 2 strips on a page, you know, on a landscape book.
Yep, they really need to do that, like this wide,
Yeah.
and just 2 strips. Yeah, they absolutely do.
Be great if they didn't shot them straight from the originals full size, wouldn't it?
Yeah, good luck.
But wouldn't it be wonderful?
Yeah,
we can't have wonderful, can we? So I'll just have to.
I think the originals for these are all over the place. I think they're everywhere.
Yeah, but Titan must have the scans.
Yeah,
at least, you know.
Yeah, they probably have the stats. They'd be able to blow up real well.
Again, those rocks on that bottom left panel, bottom left strip on the right-hand page. Just so good.
Yeah.
I think it's great. He keeps putting a camel every few panels to remind us he's in Turkey, you know. And then he draws the odd mosque so we can just, so we don't forget where we are.
Yeah. Nice go.
Look at that Jeep there in the 3rd tier with his leg on the other page, the 3rd strip down the 1st panel. Where his leg is, you can see the driver's leg and the Jeep. It's just so casual and, you know, it's great. Great observation.
I would not be a fan of living in the desert or a Middle Eastern country.
No, me neither.
Just, I find sand the most boring environment that you can think of.
It gets up your arse, mate. It's horrible.
It's not the sand you have to worry about. Sand's not going to hurt you.
It's the stuff in the sand and the heat.
Yeah. Well, it's not entertaining to look at, right? Like, there's no. I don't know. I just like it's just I don't find deserts.
You never been in the desert?
No, I'm like up north. I've never been to the desert.
You need to take some time and travel.
I'd like to see
I've
an
traveled.
American.
I've just never been to the desert.
I'd like to go to Arizona. I'd like to go to the Grand Canyon and all that.
It is a totally alien landscape.
I've spent a lot of time in southern Spain.
Yeah,
I'm not happy about deserts either.
Well, I've been to Grand Canyon a couple of times. I flew over it in a helicopter and a plane. It's the most amazing place.
Like I've seen pictures and I've seen desert scapes, and I just don't find them interesting. I think it's all very.
Well, believe me when I tell you the pictures don't do the actual scenery justice. We took a couple of weeks.
We
Go
can
ahead.
you can infer though, like you can have like an
Yeah.
I would recommend to anybody, if they can, to go to the Grand Canyon and take a helicopter and fly into it like I did.
Yeah,
And
I
that's- I've
quite
got-
fancy
yeah.
doing
I've
that.
got a film
Yeah.
of it. I'll post the link. It's just
Yeah.
amazing.
I took a helicopter ride in San Francisco, and we went. He actually took us under the bridge.
Ooh,
Genuine Comics, Dave in the house. Nice to see you here, Dave. Thanks
That
for
was
dropping
cool.
in.
yeah,
That was very cool.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
when I was over there in 2001. I came back the morning of the event of 9/11.
right.
So I was lucky to get out of America. Actually,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were.
grounded
You were
everything.
very lucky. Yep.
Yeah, I came home, and when I got home from the airport and came in, took my bag upstairs, came down, and the whole thing was on the news.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
you
just
were
happened. So I
incredibly
was very
fortunate.
lucky.
Yep.
Especially soon as I was looking at taking a plane and maybe doing somewhere else in America at the time. So anyway, I was in San Francisco, and there was 3 of us in the back of this yellow cab, and we said to the guy, look, how much for you to do some air? Like actually go down one of the hills fast, and actually have the cab leave the ground. And he said, well, he said, $150. So we all got $50 out, give it to him. And he got down to this light, and he said, right, it's about to go, hang on. And he went, screeched around this car, went down this hill, and launched, and literally it was like being 0 G. Like we just sort of like floated in the air
Steve
and then landed,
McQueen.
and we were looking out the back, and all the sparks went out the back of the car. It was great.
Brilliant. Steve McQueen.
That wasn't Steve McQueen. That was the
like
scene
best
from.
$50 I ever spent. I tell you.
Oh, hilarious! That was the scene from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's what that was. The
Right.
2 guys taking the car across Chicago. Yeah. Great stuff.
Look at the rendering of that guy there with his mouth open. Isn't that fantastic?
It is. It's beautiful.
Russ's story there kind of reminds me of this. There's a ride at Canada's Wonderland where it's just this thematic movie thing. Supposed to be this thematic movie thing. At the end, there's this just sudden drop, but Paramount sold the park or whatever, so they got rid of all the movie stuff, and it's just like a crappy reproduction of whatever it's supposed to be, and it's just boring as all heck, right? And you're supposed to originally you were supposed to like shoot dinosaurs or something, and there'd be like a sudden a drop to avoid like some kind of dinosaur, but then they replaced it with like Space Invaders level graphics, and you're like, and it's just. But anyways, you get to the drop, and like you don't expect it. The drop, and it's just out of nowhere, and you're just like, it's like a basic monorail type, or like a track type thing, but the seats have no padding whatsoever on them, and it's like at least like a 10 to 8 feet drop, so you get enough air off the seat, and you just slam down on these hard plastic seats, and I'm just like, that took me out for like half the day. I'm like,
mess you back up. Yes.
But yeah, you get air.
Anyway, back to the subject of our video.
Again, look at that left-hand page, bottom tier, center panel. Look at the negative space on that desert scene there.
Plenty of it.
Fantastic?
Yeah,
Isn't
and the
that
panel
brilliant?
above.
Yeah. Isn't that
Yeah.
wonderful?
Like the way he
Yes.
breaks off when the panel stops from the border,
Yeah.
removes the panel border. Yeah,
Here,
lovely.
yeah, it is.
And that camel, that's a good camel.
Yeah.
That's a great camel.
Gotta love a good camel, wouldn't you?
Gertie. Yep. Gertie loves to dance.
Like to spit at you, camels, don't they? If you get too
Yes.
close, they're not very friendly creatures.
Maybe it's just you.
Well, didn't maybe.
I've never met a camel. I don't plan to.
Because you don't get
Not
out much.
formally.
You need to get away from them.
Don't
Take
get
some-
too
take some
close
trips.
if you do.
Yeah.
I've taken trips. I've been all across Canada. I've been to New Zealand. I've been to Alaska. I've been to parts of the U.S. Haven't been to Europe yet, but yeah.
Nothing. So happy to be where I'm at. I'm like an hour and a half away from really big water in any direction.
Yeah.
So just and there's nothing like the Upper Peninsula if you want to see desolation, except maybe some parts of Canada. Most parts of Canada, I should say. Yeah. Lots of trees, lots of. Yeah. Go ahead.
Ever been to the prairies?
Where?
Prairies in Canada. It's just nothing but flat.
No, but I've driven across the United States. Yeah.
Been to
Along
Norfolk.
80 and 90. Yeah.
Did he get buzzed by the United States Air Force, Russ? And
Yeah.
Norfolk? I did.
Norfolk is just so bloody boring.
What's that road? There's a road, and you're looking in, you're driving along, and you're looking in the mirror, and this road's dead straight, and you see these dots in the mirror above in the sky, and then all of a sudden there's this deafening roar with these bloody American bombers and the fighter bombers, and they're sort of tracking you and doing dummy runs on you on the road, scaring you to death, and they fly about 10 feet over the top of your car, or it seems like it.
You're talking Montana or what?
No, it was in Norfolk in England.
Oh, okay.
They come out of
Norfolk Broads.
They come out of Lakenheath, don't they?
Yeah.
Big American Air Force base there. They use all the local traffic for strafing maneuvers. You never see one of these. What they call those planes with the big engines on the side?
Jets.
Those fighter planes. You'd know what they were. F-111 or something. They're amazing, but they come at you at 6 at a time.
Jesus.
Oh,
yeah.
That's gotta be crazy.
The prairies in Canada stretches from Alberta to Manitoba and goes through Saskatchewan, and it's nothing but flat with like absolutely nothing. One of the longest stretches on the planet of just flat land, and it's boring as hell. I've been across it, and it's boring as hell across.
You want to go across the salt flats in Utah? They last forever.
About as close to that I've gotten is the Great Plains here in the States, where they shot Dances with Wolves.
Right.
Nothing but grass and rolling hills. Yeah.
It's similar, except for there's no hills.
Yeah. Nothing like it.
And you can see forever too, right? Which is the funny part is you just like.
Well, there's a stretch, I think it is in Montana, where you're driving and it's a straight stretch, and all you see is that straight stretch right down to a mountain range way off in the distance.
One of the best things about places like that I found was at nighttime when you can see the stars and you can see the galaxy, the dust of the galaxy ring and all that sort of stuff. It's amazing.
It's gotten to the point around here where they have designated what they call dark parks, where you go to at night that has no light pollution, or it's judged to have no light pollution, where if you sit there long enough, you can see the Milky Way.
Yeah.
And all of the stars pop out. There's nothing like it. Yeah.
When I grew up on the farm, there was absolutely no night or light pollution at all. Like every single night was like that. We had an old flatbed truck stuck in the field, and I just go sit on that and then just fall asleep in the summertime and wake up, and then roll off the truck because it'd be hot and the sun would wake you up, and and you just go back inside.
Yeah. Yeah, I drove through New Mexico, the New Mexican desert, in the middle of the night. It's just amazing. Just crazy. The amount of stars that are out there. More line work here.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? Look at that.
It's great.
Great lighting. Yeah. And the way the contrast of the black costumes as well.
Yeah. Great panel. They're about to get the shit. All the silhouette clothing, just solids. Great stuff. Oh, that's cute. Hugh Hefner-esque. Yeah, definitely need to sit and read this again.
Yeah.
Absolutely do. Where were we at? John S. in the house. Genuine. Hello, Sarah. John S. Sarah? Oh, sorry. Sarah says hello. It's strange to ride one. Feels very different than a horse with the way their knees are and they have to climb a ladder to get on. Talking about camels. So much long eyelashes. Beautiful creature. Yeah. Of course, the long eyelashes to protect from sand. The eyes are gorgeous. Michael. Hello, everyone. Hello, Michael.
You want to try and get them on when it's lying down and they get up. That's a performance. Don't need a ladder.
It's like a horse. Camels can feel if someone is anxious or relaxed with their responses to it as well. Anyway, it was a sudden pop-up little animal thing in a small parking lot, but a lot I noticed. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind riding a horse through Montana.
Yeah. Really want to go back there. It's a beautiful city, Red Lodge, right at the start of the Rockies. Just amazing, old style. You walk in, every floor has got the wooden plank flooring, and it's just fantastic.
Do you think there's a bit of tongue in cheek on this one? Because if you look on that second right-hand page on the third tier last panel, she says on our backs then, and then in the next one it says after 10 minutes of rhythmic thrusting.
Where are you seeing that?
Right-hand page, third tier, last panel, on your back then, on our backs then, right? And then on the one underneath, the last strip, last tier. No, right-hand page.
Yeah.
No, the right-hand page.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says 10 minutes of rhythmic thrusting. We've got the leverage now. Brilliant.
Either end, baby. Got the leverage now. Yeah. And there's a lovely cold chisel. Chisel? Yeah.
Chisel, yeah.
Yes, and I didn't see the need to cut a man-sized hole. Why not just take out a core?
So are they're in the desert being sneaky spies with black ninja suits on?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
traveling
at
night.
But you know why they do that? You know why they do that? Because they can.
Yeah.
Because they can, yeah. We're going to be sneaky. Well, there you are.
It's one of those, you know, if we stand out, we won't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's nice work here.
Yeah. Like an eye, isn't it?
Yeah.
Watching a dinosaur's eye.
That's funny.
Well, that needs a batoom on it, doesn't it? Batoom.
No, it doesn't.
That's why I didn't go to Marvel, because they'd have put a batoom in there.
Yeah, it works just fine on its own. Great.
Is it me? Is her chin just keep getting more forward?
No, she's drawn that far ahead before. Yeah. She just have a pointed chin now. Here it is again. So I guess that's why they don't draw her in profile very often.
Chin or no chin, she's still gorgeous.
Yeah.
Chin.
Yeah, that'll be the end of the strip there.
Yeah.
Driving off into the sunset. Problem solved.
By the end of the comic, I'm just concerned she's going to look like Jay Leno.
No. Not quite that bad. Yeah. So, was it Nikki Haley? Ugh, anyway. Looks like Jay Leno to me. All right, and that's the end of the story, folks. We've been looking at the fantastic work of Enrique Romero, Modesty Blaise. Get a chance to
2 hours.
get those reprints from. Well, we did have a little side trip there for a while.
Yeah,
A couple of side trips.
yeah.
You get a chance to get these great Titan reprint books. Definitely take advantage and get them. Modesty Blaise, can't recommend the strip highly enough. You want to read a good adventure strip, there's the best. Modesty Blaise. Right up there, Secret Agent X9 and some of the, even they all have their own charms, but Modesty is just
It really does need that good movie, doesn't it? But taken from direct from the source material and not have everybody change whatever they change.
Needs a great streaming series is what it needs. That they'd have to find the right actress to not the best good pair to carry it off.
They just screw it up.
Yeah. It's not the actress.
More than likely. Yep. Folks, I want to thank you for stopping by. Thanks for being here for Sunday Funnies for the 25th of February, 2024. Deeply appreciate you doing that. We do this. We show this stuff off because we love it. We try to show some of the best by the best. It inspires us. It keeps us working, and it just reaffirms why this art form is as good as it is. Whiskey, tell folks how they can find you. Whoop.
Sure, you can.
Let's go that way. There we are.
Bottom left there, Bayonet Ricochet. Just put that into Google or type it in X, and you'll find me there. And when that comes up, you'll see something like this, and you can give me a follow or a like or what have you, and see my different posts about art and comics and all a bunch of different things. And if you like some of my art, you can click on that link there at the top of the page, and it takes you to the various 3D art and stuff that I do, miniatures, action figures, all that kind of stuff. And all these open up into their own personal galleries, and you can see more about the stuff I do.
All right. Sarah says exercise is to pay to ride him for a little while. Had him other animals there, but it was hard missing over a wall. Assad, great tribute, guys. Thank you very much. How's it? John says, how's it going? Going okay. You're here just as we're about to leave. 62 Lefty Blues, just missed it. We'll catch the rewind. Love Modesty Blaise. We love that you love Modesty Blaise. We love Modesty Blaise as well. And can't recommend that strip highly enough. Russ, tell folks where they can find you.
You can find me at russleach.com. Check out the email list there. It's easy to sign up to, and you only get one email a month. But next month is the really important one when we launch the crowdfunder for the Shadow Kingdom by Robert E. Howard, which has been faithfully adapted by Randy Zimmerman, and the art by me. It also has the original prose in, very nicely put together by Glenn. And you can find out about that at the website via the email list, or just look at all my social medias from the website. So russleach.com, and check out the Shadow Kingdom.
Russ, are you doing the launch live?
I don't know yet.
I don't think we've talked about that. Yeah,
we haven't really talked about it, but I mean, it's supposed to be Friday, and we do a show on Friday, so we might. So
yeah,
I'll let everyone know this week, next week.
I think that's what's going to happen. We might not be able to cover Eisner like we wanted, but that's okay. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on the usual places like Facebook and Twitter and all those kind of things. But if you go to Amazon, you'll be able to get a copy of my book, Jack Kirby, Words and Pictures, which details my trip to see Jack Kirby in the late 80s, early 90s. It's got lots of photographs in there of me with Jack and all that kind of thing. If you go to fundmycomic.com, you'll be able to get a copy of my Hatch annotated book. Hatch is a character I created. It's got lots of published and unpublished artwork in there, and it's got the story of how he came to be. And also, if you go to Amazon, you'll be able to pick up my magazine, Comics Unlimited, which is about comics, believe it or not. And there's issue 15 pending.
There we are. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can go over and catch my stuff over at aerocomics.store, aerocomics.store, where you can find books like Hero Bot Zero, Calico of Shard, and Paragon. Lots of work that I've done, lots of work that other folks have done, and there's a lot more to come. There'll be a lot more additions to the store here very shortly. Plus, like Russ said, be on the lookout for our campaign to start up on the 1st for the Shadow Kingdom. It's going to be a great project. And there we are, staring at stuff, trying to get my screen clear here. There we are. Okay, good. Folks, like I said, we do this because we love doing it. We know the majority of our viewers come after the fact. Folks that watch us while they're working or find us entertaining, we deeply appreciate you as well. Make sure you leave a like, some sort of interaction with the page. Leave stars. If you're over at ICN, we're archived over at Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, the Indie Comics Network has us archived over there, and I believe Whiskey's archiving us over on Rumble. So go over there and check that out. If wherever you're inclined to watch us, we deeply appreciate that you do. Go over and visit your local retailer and look at those boxes that are closest to the ground, might have a little dust on them or whatever. That so much great sequential art material out there just waiting to be discovered. Don't be afraid to check out if you're at a convention, somebody's got a trade box or whatever. Don't be afraid to check that out. You never know what you're going to find. And if you find some great books like this, buy them. Comics make great gifts. So if you have a friend who's never in comics that has never read Modesty Blaise before, it's worth the 10, 15, 20 bucks to educate them.
Yeah.
So they'll thank you for it, for the good stuff. We love showing off the good stuff here. And Friday morning, well, this is Friday morning. No, this isn't Friday morning. This is Sunday, Sunday Funnies. Friday morning at 5 a.m. we do Comics by Night as well, and where we show off a lot of stuff like this. Two-Fisted Tales we're currently going through when we're not doing something else. Halo Jones, book 3 is coming up by Alan Moore and Ian Gibson within the next couple of weeks. Next week will be a lot of Eisner, because it's Eisner work, maybe Contract with God, maybe New York, maybe some of the Spirit material. So make sure you stop by next week and view that. Then we'll probably dedicate most of March to Barbarians, just because we need to. So, folks, go ahead, Whiskey. What?
I was saying, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Folks, take care. Buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours. This is a great time to be in this industry. This is a great time to be in this business, but you need to talk more positively about what you're doing. The negativity and the trolling doesn't do anybody any good. And after a while, it just turns people off and it makes them want to go other places. We want them here. We want them reading sequential art. We want them to be entertained. There's so much good stuff out here, and just way too much schoolyard drama and trolling. It's just ridiculous. So try to keep that to a minimum. Remember, hating ain't creating. So get out there and get to work. So we love you all. If there's something that you want to see us cover, leave a comment. We'd love to hear your opinions and your suggestions. So deeply appreciate that. Great show, guys. Thank you very much. Indie Comics. We'll watch the VOD as well. Absolutely. Please do. And again, if you're over at the Indie Comics Network, make sure you send them some stars. So every little bit helps, keeps this program and others like us running. We've got an outro where we've got a taste of some of the variety of programming you can find on ICN. So
try to be a nice robot, you know,
be
one of the good robots. Don't be any of a robot.
Well,
be like Robbie.
Go blue. Yeah. Take care, everybody.
See ya.
See you next time.
me, bitch. I love this shit.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
If you look at something and there's nothing there, what's the difference of figuring out what it was in the first place?
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.